Hello?
Hey,
Hello?
Can anybody hear me?
Can you
working?
Siri hear us?
Oh,
Can you hear us?
a little.
I feel like we should move to another platform. This is
We
Just
are
not-
all. No, the thing is not a platform, it's a connection. We tried on Discord, me and Walter, and he could not hear me anyway. It's a connection.
Yeah, I
okay.
checked my internet provider, and like my whole neighborhood is having difficulty. There's some kind of like problem with my internet provider. So it's not even my yeah. So I think that's part of the problem.
Do you have like an
Hopefully it'll
iPad
take
that
care
you
of it
use
tomorrow.
your cellular data for? I've done that for games.
Yeah, I'm using my cellular data right now. I switched over to cellular data.
Okay.
And is it working?
So far, yeah. Let's hope that it keeps
Okay.
up.
So, before things died, basically, it's your plan, so the other two are waiting to see what Julian does. If they are willing to put their trust on this ghoul.
Okay. And so what happened is so last I checked the ghoul, I proposed my plan to the ghoul, and the ghoul agreed. And then I was going to start like letting the ghoul out of the scaffolding. That's
How
the
are you
last thing I
gonna
remember.
do that?
I think I was just going to try and like undo some of the scaffolding, like, look for some extra tools around and undo a bolt here or there, and and hope the ghoul doesn't try and eat me while I'm standing next to it playing with the scaffolding.
Do you have the money to repair it when you're done?
I'll just put it back together again. I'm not like, cutting through it with a saw.
Do
I
you
mean,
have the
scaffolding is made
skills
to
to
be put
put
up and taken
scaffolding
down.
together again?
I mean, how hard could it be? It's nuts and bolts, right? I mean,
Oh
it's
my
just
God.
scaffolding. It's not a supercomputer.
How hard can it be?
We're doomed.
Yeah. You know what? Bob is starting to think maybe just piecing out on this job is a good idea. Because it seems to be going in the direction of like property damage and possibly getting eaten. And he's just concerned. He wishes everyone the best, and he would love to work with everyone another time, but this is making Bob nervous. He's clumsy. He's caused accidental property damage before, and he's handy enough, but people aren't so forgiving.
Diego's doing that. Could we not take apart the infrastructure, given that our job is to not injure the infrastructure?
All right. Julian backs away. He's like, so Mr. Ghoul, like, you got yourself in there. Can't you just like find your way back out?
Are you joking? You threw me here, and he points to Bob. If I knew
Technically
how,
true. You
if I
didn't.
knew
You
how to
were
get
running
away,
at
I
me
will
to
not
try
be
to eat
here.
me.
Well, details. Let's not longer who is trying to eat who.
I mean, it does seem like an important detail, but okay, yeah, we can hash that out later.
I mean, I wasn't going to bring it up. It's just you said, you threw me here as though we're out of nowhere, which we're not.
Well, it seems your friend seems to be under the illusion that I'm here because I want to.
Right. That's why I thought maybe helping you relocate was a good plan. We have to get rid of the thing that's dumping bodies here. You see, we're a different species than you, obviously. And we live
Wait.
under an oppressive society.
Wait. You two were looking for the bodies? I was looking for the bodies.
Where are you now?
This was the
Did
last
you
thing
have
that
any
our...
leads on that?
Yes, I remember being in the darkness, seeing where all these bodies were coming from, doing maintenance, and then I just remember falling down and waking
So
up like this.
maybe you were a maintenance person and the other ghoul got you and pushed you into the wherever they're hiding the bodies.
That sounds familiar. That will
Well, then we
explain why I know this place so well.
Exactly. Well, we should team up then. and get revenge for you and figure out where the bodies are and all of it. What do you say, guys?
Yeah, I mean,
Sure.
I'm,
Maybe we can even get your job back as a maintenance school.
I mean, or at least Bob's idea of getting you a different feeding ground.
Well, I at least know enough not to dump the bodies near the wine cellar. That's a good recipe to get caught. I know where the incinerator is. That will not be a problem.
Just to be clear, are you saying there are bodies near the wine cellar and we should move them to the incinerator? Or that they're already being dumped near the incinerator?
Oh, I think Ghoul's saying that were this to be his hunting ground or their hunting ground, they would incinerate the bodies afterward. You know, like someone who knows how to pick up.
While I appreciate your proactive approach, Mr. Ghoul, can I call you Mr. Ghoul?
My name is Enrico, actually.
Eric?
Enrico.
So, Enrico, while I really appreciate your approach, which sounds like it would be much less messy and better handled than what's going on here, unfortunately, people have caught on to the fact that there are bodies showing up here, and they're going to keep sending people even if we go away. So I think it's in your best interest as well as ours, once we figure this out, to find you somewhere where you will go unnoticed.
I don't think so. I think this was only bothering the servants. If someone... Don't get me wrong. If some of the guests were actually being bothered, they will not have sent me. And if I had not disappeared, they will not even have sent for you. I don't think anyone is gonna care.
I mean, personally, I'm okay with letting you just, hang around here and eat people if need be, so long as it looks like we clean the place up. But regardless of what we do with you, which I realize sounds like I'm talking about you like an object. I don't mean that, but at the moment you are kind of a monster. We do need to find the other ghoul and stop it.
That is true. Why don't we make that objective 1, and we'll work on the rest once we've done that. Okay. So let's go find this thing. He attacked you. He's dumping bodies everywhere. Nobody likes him.
Okay. I have a great fear instead of me. There's only one thing that is messing with me more than my hunger and smelling the other ghoul. I have this strong aversion to fire. I have been avoiding anything that might be a source of light, and even the sound of flame seems to mess me up.
Is that only since you became a ghoul?
Yes. Well, I think I had a natural aversion to fire from before, as anyone should have.
Nobody's super into fire.
Sure, but it sounds like even the I can sit near like a fire pit or fireplace and enjoy the sounds of a crackling fire. You're saying that like anything, even vaguely fire related, makes you feel very cringy, right?
So we burn the other ghoul.
Ooh, if we can lead it to the incinerator.
And like Hansel and Gretel our way out of this.
The question is, what's the bait? Not it.
I mean, I can do it. I'm pretty sure I can outrun one of these things if it comes to it.
I mean, as much as I like your suggestion, I have to admit, the two of you seem to be better at head kicks than me, so maybe I should be the bait and you two can save my life.
That sounds like a good plan. You seem very confident generally that things will work out all right. So I'm going to say, of all of us, you would probably be the least worried about being bait for a ghoul. And that will make you seem the most casual and therefore the easiest to sneak up on.
And if it all fails, Jillian can, try to talk to the ghoul while it's trying to eat him, and that'll give us time to save the day.
Yeah. This seems like a great plan.
And while Julian's being the bait, rest of us shove the ghoul in the incinerator and then collect our stars.
This is a great Hansel and Gretel style action movie waiting to happen, and I say we go for it.
Yeah, there's a solid chance
That
of
means
succeeding.
that means I get to be the Hansel who eats candy the whole time. I'm totally down with that.
I have
Give me some
no doubt
cheesecake.
that you
We're
would
good to
be.
go.
Enrico, what do you think of this plan?
I think I have the keys of the incinerator here. And he pats over his ragged uniform. Here they are. And he throws them towards you.
Well, thanks. Can you maybe lead us towards the incinerator so we know where it is?
He looks around. I would love to.
Then great. Let's get on the way.
Well, I cannot.
Julian. Oh,
Okay. I will attempt to coach the ghoul out like, okay, I realize you think you're stuck totally, but like a kid with his head stuck in the banister, if you just like move your arm this way, we can get you out. Because you got in, which means you can get out. And I will try to talk it out of being stuck at the scaffolding.
Okay. I'm going to say this is going to be an overcome against difficulty 4, which is trying to get through his mind. His weird mind.
Well, I've got social worker.
Yeah, social worker works great for this.
And I can tag kindergarten teacher friend for, patiently working through a problem with somebody who's very distracted by needing to eat people.
Well, maybe you don't need, depends how.
Oh, true. I might not need to.
Yeah.
So, social worker is +1 to it, I think. Forgetting what the tiers mean.
Average?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm fair at social worker.
Oh, so +2.
Sweet. And then, does Edge apply for this, or am I just rolling regular?
Again, they did not get edge back, so you did not get a free use. So you need to spend a fate point to use it.
Okay. 4 + 2. I'll just roll without it. See how it goes.
yeah, no.
I got +2, and I have a +2, which is 4. Oh, but the target is 4.
Mm-hmm.
So I will spend a fate point to add 2 to my score.
Yeah. So you finally, so you guide him, and he managed to squeeze, and he pats himself. Well, thank you. That is. Well, I will say that was pretty awkward, but things have been pretty awkward since I died. I'm still trying to get my head around that.
We go through transitional stages in life, and it's always awkward. But we come out the other side, I think, better usually. And I think you make really a quite handsome ghoul. And could be the beginning of something good.
Yeah, you're doing the best you can with the situation. I mean, you're working with us. I know it's got to be hard on you, given the hunger.
Yeah. You haven't chomped on any of us. We appreciate it. You're helping us out with the other ghoul. I think you've got this down. You're really doing all right.
To be honest, the biggest difference is that I no longer feel the same anxiety that I felt before.
I'm so glad we could help you with that.
Well, I think it's being a ghoul that changed that.
Well, then all the better. Because that sounds like it's probably a permanent change.
Well,
maybe it would help me with my comedy routines.
Well, too bad about the anger and trying to having my face eternally contorted in rage.
I'm not trying to downplay the bad sides of this. You were kind of given a bum deal, but I feel like you're making the best of it. That's all I'm saying. And we're gonna go take care of this other ghoul, and we're gonna figure out a better living situation for you where no one's gonna bother you. So I'm gonna start walking. Hopefully, he's gonna lead the way. And in the background, I'm asking Julian if he actually needs candy in order to be willing to be the bait, or
How about we all just go get a nice dinner after all this is over, and we've been paid.
I really need the money to pay my bills. We're already having to split the money several ways, and I've got I need to move out of my apartment soon and don't really have anywhere to go. It's been rent controlled, but that's running out, and we could get a cheap dinner, but maybe some tacos or something.
Sure, yeah.
But
Or we'll get an extra bottle of soy sauce to add to our top ramen or something. We'll figure it out.
yeah, that's what poor people eat only. Yeah, no, we'll figure something out. If we put an egg in it, it'll have some protein. And we're gonna have to find something for Enrico here. But when it comes to it, for now, let's just get to the incinerator.
So we are on time, so I don't know how long people want to go.
I mean, we started late. I could go for another 45 minutes.
It's early in the day for me, so I can go later. But I know it's not early in the day for you, Ludo. So
Yeah, I think at least half an hour. I think we came in.
Yeah, it feels like we could wrap up this gig, which would be nice.
That's the
see
thing.
what happens when you wrap one up. And
okay,
see
so
whether
we get from this scene and we see angry noises as as the camera shaking something running between the foliage, and who is being pursued by this creature?
Like someone from the club, you're saying?
No, someone from the three of you. Who is
going to
be bait?
That'll be me.
To be bait.
Yeah. Okay, so you're gonna be. You don't have the edge. The creature has the edge. So, how are you trying to get the edge from the creature? Because if they have the edge, they're gonna kill it.
Yeah, that would be a bad start to my iHunter career. Okay, well, I'm going to get the edge by luring him into a trap. The creature into the trap.
Okay, so you're gonna do me an overcome with spy, I would say.
Yeah. Okay, so should I roll with spy then? I should be doing that, right? So let's see. So then I just roll the 4 dice, and my spy is a 3, I think. Yeah. All right, so I got a +1, so that's a total of 5.
Okay, you need to beat a 4, so that's perfect.
Or wait, I mean, it was a 4. I got exactly a 4. Sorry.
Oh, okay, so you need more.
So, all right, maybe I can do another thing though. Let's see. No, I mostly have things that benefit other people, or if I create an explosion, I benefit myself. So, I'm actually.
If you have a fate,
turns out
you can spend that.
I have a fate point. Yeah, if I have a fate point, I can just add 2, right? So that seems like a great time. I'll add a fate point.
Okay.
So that was my last fate point.
Yeah. So 6 versus 4. So you actually dance. You are basically losing speed at every single moment. It seems to be ready to pounce. But we get back to the traps that you laid behind, and at the right moment, it seems to trip and fall under one of the traps. And this buy you enough time that you manage to get close to the incinerator before and regain the distance. And the creature is in such a state of rage and entirely consumed by its anger that it's just darting towards you, unaware of its surroundings. So you got the edge. Your side got the edge. Now that you are actually able to see it, you take a good look and you notice how different it is from Enrico. If Enrico basically seemed like an angry, normal person with a face completely twisted on rage, this seems to be a creature that is completely in rigor mortis, but somehow seems to move with a natural speed, and it has a yellow greenish tone to it, and there's barely any muscles. It's only this stained skin stretched over its bones, and it barely looks that it was ever human. There's no clothes, and it seems more like a mangy dog than anything else. And yeah, and it's entirely consumed by these hunger as it charges towards you. So who acts on this?
If nobody else has anything, I'll give something a shot. But
Yeah, I was gonna go. Do you want to go with me budget or with you doing super red parkour stuff?
I was gonna try to do a two blow thing, which is starting with elementary. I am adept at announcing what appear to be outlandish details about a mystery and then making them true. I could spend a fate point to declare a story detail or create an aspect of the free invoke. So I'm going to go ahead and create an outlandish detail, which is that I can tell by how gaunt and sickly this ghoul is, even for a ghoul, that he intended to actually eat this last maintenance person and didn't quite manage. He got interrupted somehow, which is how the maintenance person became a ghoul. So he's actually a little bit weak from hunger. And the reason that he's been sloppy and leaving bodies around is that there's been some additional scrutiny here, and he's not getting all the nourishment he needs. So he's actually weaker than he would be otherwise. And even though he's scary and rushing at us, we can probably take him because he has not been eating well. And it's important to have a healthy diet, which we all know probably because we don't have healthy diets either.
Yeah, so you get a free invoke on its hunger for flesh.
So I'm going to take that invoke and say, I'm also going to invoke my time is an illusion lunchtime doubly so.
Wait, but you're not rolling anything. Why are you getting?
Oh, I am going to roll something.
Okay,
I'm going to roll parkour.
Okay, so we're going to roll athletics then.
Yes. And my goal is to knock this thing into the incinerator.
Can you
Or are
use
we not there yet?
Can you use athletics as an attack?
Why not?
I don't know. Do you have any stunt that allows that? Because
I have the parkour flow stunt, which uses athletics.
Yeah, but athletics is a skill that can only be used to overcome and create advantage and defend. Unless
Except in the flow where it says movement-based athlete action.
Yeah, not an attack.
All right. Can I overcome the obstacle of this ghoul being in my face?
I mean, he's not.
Isn't he trying? Well, he's trying to eat someone on the team.
Yes. But
So
that is different from shoving him into the incinerator.
Yeah, let's do like a layup thing then. Bob will get him in perfect position, and I'll shove him in this incinerator with my fighter.
Okay.
Okay, so I guess you are trying to get up on the incinerator. with parkour.
Okay.
Okay, so that will be an overcome. I'm not going to say this is going to be difficulty 4.
Okay. So I would still like to use my free invoke, which is that
Maybe you
he's so
don't need.
focused.
Maybe you don't need.
Maybe I don't
Remember.
need. I guess I could use it afterwards.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
You are pretty good at athletics. And remember, we have edge and we have a free invoke on the edge. A free use of the edge, I mean.
Okay. So I got a 3 without anything, which is not enough. So if I use 1 invoke, does that make it
5, then you.
um
What are you invoking?
I'm going to invoke time is an illusion, lunchtime doubly so, which is he's so focused on getting some food finally and whatever else that I'm able to quickly parkour it up and around him, and he's not even like noticing. Like I'm so fast that in his quest for flesh, he just doesn't even register that I'm there.
Okay, so you use a free invoke on that. Yeah, you managed to skirt around him and you managed to get to the top of the incinerator. You are balancing yourself on the chimney as you swing around and basically you make the ghoul run around, which is important. Let's establish a few aspects about the incinerator. So I'm gonna say ash everywhere is gonna be an aspect. Anyone has any idea for up to other 2 aspects?
Uh, Something about heat, but everything I can think of seems vaguely offensive to some like racial stereotype without my wanting it to, so I don't want to say any of them, even though they're obviously not meant that way. Um,
How about it's like really noisy? Like I'm
Oh,
imagining this big clunky iron thing, and it squeaks and cranks and has kind of a rumbling noise.
so what's the aspect name that's all like catchy
Uh,
and
mm,
punchy?
noisy against the machine.
Ooh, I like that.
sure.
And yeah, I think this is fun.
When the ghoulie gets hot,
I think this is
the
fun.
hot gets ghoulie.
I mean, that's what you want to do, right? Okay, so we have these 2 aspects on the scene. And Bob managed to get the ghoul running around, and it's more often than not, at certain points, it stops in front of the open door of the incinerator, and you can barely hear each other over the noise that is coming from the machinery, and that you're pretty sure that is going to help you sneak on it. And it's becoming harder and harder to read as the ghoul disturbs more of the ash and grime that seem to have accumulated everywhere. What do you do?
Wallet is thoroughly distracted between trying to eat Julian and also trying to eat Bob, who is taunting it with parkour. I am going to try to shove it into the incinerator, using the noise of the incinerator to mask its ghoulish howls.
Okay, so that is going to be a fighter.
Woo. I
A
got
fighter or an assassin, whatever you prefer.
I only have fighter,
Okay.
at least for the moment. Maybe I'll be an assassin later.
Do you want to use the edge? You still have a free use.
Sure, I'll use Edge, because then we can wrap this up and go get tacos. Or go pay Bob's rent, which is probably the more pressing one. Get a good star rating for me. Okay, so roll that thing. I have crap, they changed. So 2 plus my 3 fighter is 5.
Whew. Let's see. This is gonna go bad.
Oh no!
Yes, it is.
But I can still take stuff
Yes,
to improve it, right?
yes, you
Oh,
can.
and
Uh,
I have a move. I have I have a couple moves that like help teammates to like do things cooler.
so it is an 11.
Oh crap!
So it's 5 against 11.
Wow, that's nuts. I thought we had the edge.
Yes, but you did not roll great.
Um,
I rolled real crappy with my edge.
but if you use an invoke, can't you re-roll, or if you use a fate point or something?
Yeah.
I
so-
feel like at this point that's our best option.
yeah,
What skill did you use, Diego? Do you have? Is it something
I
you're
did.
good in?
I used fighter.
Fighter 3. Okay. So I can give you a +2, but that's still not enough. If I use one of my stunts.
Well, he's gonna re-roll first,
Okay.
Yeah.
and then we'll know how much.
What is the aspect that plays here that you want to invoke?
I got a 6 on the reroll. So yeah, I'm not rolling great at all.
What is the aspect that you invoked?
Me or
You.
Yeah,
I am invoking the aspect.
you were rolling fighter, right?
Yeah.
No, but I mean aspect because remember you can use a lot of
Oh, right.
fight points, but you cannot invoke the same aspect more than once. That's the important part.
But you have a 7, right? Because it's a 4 on the dice, but you're at a level 3 in fighter.
Yeah, but I got 2 negatives on the fate dice. So one cancels the plus out. And
Oh, that's right. You only rolled one
yeah.
one of those pluses. I
So
didn't
6
remember.
total, and I am invoking. Crap, what's a good one to invoke?
What about the perpetual motion machine?
Yeah, that is a good one.
And never truly broken. You could invoke that as well. And let's see what else.
Yeah, I keep invoking Karate Kids because I'm good at the martial arts, but I don't know if I can continue invoking that for everything.
I
mean, again, you did not choose for this roll, so you can.
Okay. In that case, I'm invoking all 3 of those.
Element. What?
I'm invoking like all 3 of those because I do karate. I was already in motion for this and will continue to be in motion. And I'm never truly broken. I haven't given up on the plan. I will punch this thing.
So you pump the 6 to a 10.
I can.
Sweet.
I can.
But
I can.
it's still an 11.
Well, I can bump you up 2 more.
Okay. So
if we have a flashback to a scene together where I offer emotional support, or mental, or there's mental stress on the job. It says if a teammate is suffering emotional or mental stress on the job, let's see. Well, before they roll, it says I can use my organizer. They can use my organizer skill or take +2. But if they fail, then I suffer the same stress that they do. It's called In This Together stunt.
okay, I went to see that scene then. What was the talk prep plan?
Okay, yeah. So let's see. If a team member is suffering emotional stress or mental stress, I mean, it doesn't say that I can't be the team member. I mean, maybe before this, I'm like talking to Diego, and I'm like, you know what? I'm having second thoughts about this being the bait. I'm like really worried about this, Diego. Do you think you can really handle this? Save me on this? Can you hear me?
Kind of the opposite of what the game's trying to do.
All right. Well, we could do the other way too, if you want to come up with some emotional distress.
Yeah. Oh, I was thinking that. Oh, yeah. Mine's a fighting action, but because it's got to be an attack roll.
Okay.
But I'd already mentioned like taking the noisiness of it, both to cover my action and everything. Although, can I continue? Well, it's a different role, so I can tag it again, right? I'm losing track of the rules.
No, it's still the same roll, but you have not tagged the noise. So
Okay.
you
And
can go to 12.
ash everywhere. I will assume that because there's ash everywhere, its footing is perhaps a little uncertain because, like, when you're running on messy stuff, it's easy to slip. I will use that to try to slip it into the furnace.
So what is your total roll?
That would put me at an 11 if I tag absolutely everything I can possibly tag. Oh crap! But I need like a 12.
Yeah.
Can he tag one of my aspects?
Yes, he can. If he
So
has
I
a bad
have
one.
Yes.
haven't you heard? And I would say like I'm watching this from above the furnace, and can like yell out like "duck left" as he comes or whatever else, because I've got sort of an aerial view, and I can be his lookout.
With Bob coordinating this.
Do you still have a fate point for that?
I have one more fate point.
Okay, that seems a good opportunity.
Throw in the pot.
So, you pull it, and you can hear at the same point you push it inside. You can hear the machine rumbling as you can see the Enrico just turning it on, and the ghoul gonna take 4 harm of the for stress, and it takes it, and it takes a condition to reduce it, and it is now on fire. The door of the incinerator is still open, and the ghoul is trying to escape, trying to push Diego aside and try to run away from the incinerator that is trying to cook them alive. So this is going to be an overcome from the goal, and you're going to be trying to defend. How are you going to be blocking the goal?
I'll defend him if that's okay.
Oh, so you want to block the goal. Okay, how you do it?
Am I allowed to use athlete actions on defend?
I think athlete is actually perfect for defense.
So I'd like to use my athlete and my parkour. I'm already on top of the incinerator. They're near it. And I'm going to try to sort of do a, like if you picture a parallel bar, 'cause I'm sure there are lots of like pipes and stuff around it, do like a swing where I go around and kick something back, like back the direction I came, to kick it off of Diego, which will ideally land it in the incinerator, but either way we'll get it off of Diego.
So you have the edge, but you need to spend a fate point if you want to lose it.
Yeah, I'll spend a fate point.
Okay.
I don't know what's happening with the roll for your party page in terms of moving the fate points, but I can just change my. I don't know where to put it on my sheet either. But if someone can note it somewhere that I'm doing that, I would like to do that. And I guess I can think about tagging an action if I need to. But I have the edge, right?
Yeah. Also, you have a free invoke on it being on fire.
That is true. So I will use that if necessary. And I've got a +3 from my athlete.
And you get +2 from the being another action.
Oh, that's true. So I have +5 and the edge. So I feel like I'd have to roll really badly for this to fail.
And now we've jinxed it. But you can do it, Bob.
Great.
So I still have 5, even though I rolled flat because the fate or the edge dice went from a 6 to a 1.
He is trying to overcome with a 10.
All right, fine. I'm gonna use the free invoke that he's on fire, and I'm gonna re-roll.
Okay.
Because fuck that. All right, so that's a 6 plus my athlete is a 9. And I will tag. Can I tag an aspect if someone else has already tagged it in a scene or no? Oh, and I have a free invoke on the fire thing?
You
Or
was
did
at
I
this
use it in the
one.
last one?
Yeah, it was at this one just now.
Okay. Can I use something that somebody else tagged on a roll or no?
Yes. You can use...
So I'm going to go ahead and use again time is an illusion, lunchtime doubly so, and say that I'm like he's not very focused because he's just in his hunger, right? And like, but I'm like shoo 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 super fast.
What is your value now after that?
So that would make it, let's see, I had a 6 on the dice, a 9 with athlete, so an 11 with time is an illusion, lunchtime doubly so.
Okay, that's perfect. That's enough to block him. So you basically you block the goal, and between Diego in front and you attacking from above and harassing him, the goal cannot escape that. However, I'm gonna make I'm gonna make offer a compel on Bob.
Okay.
You're gonna catch fire if you accept a fate point. Otherwise, you
Okay.
have to give me a fate point to not be on fire.
Now, I'll accept a fate point, and I'm familiar with stopping, dropping, and rolling.
Okay.
My building is not up to code at all. I am used to there being fires.
Okay, so Bob is also on fire. So basically, we have two aspects. We have a goal on fire, and we have Bob's aspect also on fire. So you managed to contain the ghouls from escaping and seizing Edgeback. So what is the strategy now? Still needs to take a bit more of fire.
Probably yell at Juliet to like close the incinerator door on it or something so we can lock it in where it will take all the fire.
Yeah, it's inside the incinerator. I'll totally close the door.
Okay, how are you gonna do that?
I'm gonna jump over to the door and swing it shut.
I mean, the thing here is less closing the door per se. It's more that there is one person on fire, ghoul on fire, and there is Diego in front, and the three of them are kind of struggling together. So I think the challenge here is to get through this mess. So I would say athlete or assassin are probably the better. And the difficulty is going to be 6 because what is making the thing difficult is getting there on the door, not anyone blocking it.
Yeah, and I'm trying to hold it in without catching fire and
Okay.
ideally not getting shoved into the incinerator.
Yeah.
All right. Well, my athlete is 2, and I don't have any fate dice left, so that's going to be difficult.
Oh.
But you might have some aspects you can tag if it comes to it. Like
No,
I
that's
now
the
have
thing. They have no
I
fight.
have so I have poker chips and glass shards where I'm used
But
to.
do you have fate points?
I have what?
But do you have fate points? That's the question.
No, I used all my fate points.
Yeah.
I need. Oh, right. I need fate points to invoke those aspects. Yeah.
Yeah. Unless, I don't think.
Can I give him one?
No.
I'm trying to remember what there was something like not compelled, but like the less bad.
I mean, compel is less bad. The other one is the imperil.
Now I do have my impressive escape, which says you're very good at walking away. Oh, but I need a fate point to use a stunt too, don't I?
No,
Or do
only
I?
certain stance.
Let's see. It says impressive escape. You're very good at walking away from explosions while putting on sunglasses. while you use your spy skill set to create an advantage as a diversion for escape, it can also act as an attack action.
Okay.
All right, so
Actually, roll with spy. This does
uh
not give you. This does not give you uh, additional fate points to use it, but you can roll with spy and so that you can sneak on him and close the door in a way in which you damage the ghoul. So,
okay,
and the difficulty in this case it's still 6.
okay, so that gives me a base of 3.
Mhm.
All right, well, I mean, in theory, it's possible I'll succeed. All right, I'll roll and see what happens. Okay,
You have the edge, but you have no fate points to spend it.
right, I have no fate points to spend on the edge, so just a straight roll of the fate dice, or of the fate dice. Oh, I got a -1, so nope, not even close.
So, what do you have?
So -1, and then my 3 spy is a total of 2.
Um,
Does anyone have
can
anything?
you
I know.
can he
Bob,
invoke one
Bob,
aspect without using a fate point?
no. That's what the
Okay.
free invokes are for. But Bob, you have not established on this scene what piece of knowledge is useful for you, and you get a free invoke on that then Julian could use.
Oh, that's true. Okay. Uh,
I also forgot I have my impressive speech, where I can get a free invoke of a if I create an aspect, if I create an advantage related to giving everybody a motivational speech.
Yeah, but you need to create an advantage, and that's its own roll. The good thing with Bob is that he does not need to roll on that one, so you can use now.
Okay.
So
so I'm going to call and invoke from um, the classic song "The Roof Is on Fire" and call it "We Don't Need No Water," which is that because ghouls are so susceptible to fire, uh, the ghoul that we are fighting will be drastically weakening by the second.
uh,
Without, we don't even need water to put this out because ghouls are
so
so susceptible to fire.
after you use the free invoke from lore, that puts you at how much? 4? Walter, how much does that put
Oh,
Julian? You
I was at I had a total of 2
so you get you at
from my
4.
roll.
So it was 6. Two things. Uh, uh, First of all, you managed to prevent the ghoul from escaping and taking the edge. Bad thing is, you are locked in a struggle to push the goal, and the door is easy, but the goal is insanely strong, and it's really pushing back. And you have to really put the hands on the incinerator's door as to push it, and this means that you take two physical stress from this.
Oh, okay,
So mark 2 physical stress.
got it.
Okay. Um, so the ghoul is closed inside the incinerator, but it seems that the fire is not being strong enough to kill it. Mm, Maybe it's all the ash, maybe the machinery is too old. It's hot, but it's somehow not hot enough to kill it. And the more it stays alive, the more it has chance to break away. What do you do?
Worst aspect ever. It's supposed to be dying. Um, I think we should barricade the door to the incinerator as a first step to buy ourselves at least a few seconds, and then we should ask. He is a very polite cat. We should ask Enrico. So sort of while we're shoving whatever we can find in front of the incinerator door, ask Enrico what the next
And
thing is.
and maybe Diego and Julian should do that while Bob does the stop, drop, and roll thing.
I assume Bob is stop dropping and rolling for all he's worth in the background because Bob is on fire.
Yeah, I would say Bob has been stop, dropping, and rolling, but also trying specifically to tangle up the ghoul's feet until he's in this. I'm like not quite sure at what point he entered the incinerator officially, but like that was Bob's way of trying to help.
Flaming stop, drop, and roll attack.
Yep.
Go Bob.
It's a very Bob style attack.
Very parkour.
Yeah. I was going to say, so you're trying to fill everything on the incinerator. I'm trying to figure which kind of action that is. Okay, I would say that you are trying to make create advantage with investigate, first and foremost.
Wait, who's creating advantage with what?
I don't know. Someone is creating advantage with investigate, from the way I see it.
I think. I mean, I have investigation skills, but
Yeah.
I could try to create an advantage with an impressive speech. That's the best
That's
I
also,
got.
that's also a good strategy. So as everyone is running around in panic trying to feed this thing, what is Jillian saying?
I find this very amusing. That like half of us are on fire and rolling on the ground, and probably everyone's screaming, and
You're on
Julian like
fire, I'm
stops to
screaming.
make a speech.
Shove it into an incinerator. Julian's just
Yeah, right.
soapbox in there.
Julian's like, we're such a great team. We've got this. We're on fire. Let's finish this, and then we've got it. Come on, team. We're so close.
And you just hear a feeble like, ow, ow, coming from the floor because Bob is still on fire. And then interspersed somewhere like, good speech, Julian. Ow.
Can I name the aspect we didn't start the fire?
Yes, that's a great name. Okay, let's roll for it. Organizer, create an aspect.
Okay. All right, and I have no fates or anything.
Difficulty, I'm gonna say it's gonna be 2.
Okay. So, all right. Well, I got 4 with my dice roll added to it. Let's see. Oh, and another 2. So I got 6.
Okay, 6. So you get, we did not start the fire with 2 free invokes. And because of your stand, that means 3 free invokes.
Cool.
So, Bob, how about you roll that investigate and you use one of those 3 invokes? Because anyway, you cannot use the 3 on the same dice roll.
Sure. So I'm down on the ground yelling ow, but saying something to the effect of like,
Yeah, you're no longer on fire.
am I not on fire?
Because again, you said
Anymore?
No, you are not.
Oh, good. Okay, that helps a lot because I was sort of trying to figure out how that would work. But okay, so I'm not on fire anymore. What am I going to investigate? The ghoul and Diego are both like grappling above me. Is that correct?
No, the goal is inside the incinerator. The hate is still not hot enough.
Yeah, I'm trying
Okay.
to keep Wolf from
All
getting
right.
out the incinerator and wondering why it's not dead yet.
Okay, so I'm going to use investigate to overcome our inability or our lack of understanding about this ghoul.
I thought you
and
were
an
trying
ability
to
to
create
incinerate him.
advantage so that you can
Okay.
convert it.
I can do that. Sometimes the moves aren't exactly clear to me on which one works how. But so I'm going to try to create advantage using
Investigator.
investigator.
Yeah. So that you can
You
find
still have
the
the
good
edge?
things. You still have the edge.
Okay.
Difficulty is going to be 4.
So that's a 2 on the dice because I've been rolling terribly all day, but I do have a 3 on investigator, so that's a total of 5.
5. That's enough to create an aspect with 1 free advantage. So what would be a really nice thing to find to shove inside?
A blowtorch.
Okay. So you have a blowtorch with a 1 free invoke. So who went to make an attack to end up this thing? Or you still think that you could get something else to help?
I mean, I feel like I've yelled out, like, look, a blowtorch! And that is my cue for the team to jump in with the blowtorch action. Bob can only do so much. He was just on fire a minute ago.
Mm-hmm.
True. That's a lot of Bob, given that he was already a flaming weapon.
He's doing his best, but,
Yeah,
you
and
know.
Julian gave his motivational speech, which was really about the best he can do in these situations. Post bait, I think this is Diego's time to shine.
Diego then will snatch the blowtorch and attempt to blowtorch the ghoul in the face while it's already in an incinerator for
Yeah.
max over.
Extra incineration.
Excellent
Yeah.
incineration. I'm thinking if there is any extra help that that Diego can get on his hand. Uh how about
Yeah, I'm out of
you?
fate points. So.
How about you create an advantage with magic, so that you figure out what part of this creature will self-ignite.
Yes, I find the most flammable part of a ghoul.
Yeah, that seems like a good use. And because it's so desiccated, it's gonna be difficult for.
Okay. And I assume that I'm not rolling with edge on that, so that is my medic is +3, and I got a 1 on the dice. Heck.
So what did you get?
I have a total of 4, which is less than ideal.
4 against 4. This means you get a boost. So basically, you only get.
True, it doesn't really need to be a long-lasting aspect if I'm just.
Yeah, exactly. So you only gonna get
Ooh,
+2.
What? What? I heard.
Sorry, I got excited about an aspect of mine that I thought you could
Oh, okay.
Well,
tag if you
no
wanted.
fate points. Okay, so
Oh, right.
let's
Dang it.
finish this bastard. Okay,
Okay.
roll with fighter.
Ha! That is +2. Fighter is 3, so 5, and then an extra 1 for knowing
Wait.
not to shoot it.
Let me see what you are rolling against.
No.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
Fail.
What if they rolled good?
Dare they?
You're rolling against a 10, so you have
A
5.
10?
Yes.
I thought we had the edge. How
Yes,
did they
you
get
have.
a 10?
Well, because they have +10.
But they're in the incinerator and on fire.
Yes.
They've taken points of damage.
I
Yes.
didn't roll it, though. Oh, but I guess I'd have to use a fate point for it.
All right. I think I still have at least 1 fate point.
The thing is, you
Can
have
I use it to help?
no. This is why I meant for you to go all in with the create aspect. You have 3. You have the boost. and you have you can invoke we did not start the fire, and you can invoke the blowtorch. So that puts you at 11. Can you get something
Oh,
else?
thank God. Does he need something else? Isn't the other thing at 10? 11 should win.
Well, yeah, he wins, but the more he wins, the more damage he inflicts.
Oh, okay.
And I can only invoke the like setting and other stuff that's free, right? Not my own tags.
Because you have no fate point, unless you can compel yourself somehow.
Hmm.
I haven't used my
Gonna
in this
say-
together stunt yet, but I don't know if that would apply.
That is before you roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I have an aspect that could be invoked, but unless anyone can invoke it, it won't work.
Or what the actual sanatorium's aspects are, and if I can invoke them.
Again, you don't have free evokes there. You need fate point. You need to get those compels. We have not been playing the compel games.
Maybe you can compel me, Diego.
How does that work? Can I compel teammates?
Yeah, but
It's a
then
thing, right? That we
yeah,
can
but
do.
then the teammates get the fate points. That's the thing.
But I need the
Um,
points for.
but I could use it to defend you.
Yes, but he's attacking.
Well,
Man,
I
studied
mean,
the book
I
and
have
I'm still
a
not clear on exactly how these work.
yeah. I don't. It just seems like a really difficult to use compels right now. Like, I mean, I have
Yeah,
my drama is sucker for fun. I could just
yeah,
be like, peace out, guys. I'm gonna go party and
yeah. That's the thing.
get
You
a
are not supposed to use compels in the middle of the rolls. You're supposed to
Right.
be accumulating fate points
Right.
before.
Same
Okay.
thing with the
spending-
creating opportunities. Those create free invokes and compels.
So you're gonna go with 11. You cannot really skis anything on.
11, since I don't have the fate points for
Okay.
more.
So he suffers 3 more stress, and it's still not enough to take him out. And as this is happens, he keeps. You open it and you just put the blowtorch through him, and you create an aspect on him, which is gonna be, inner fire. Uh, and he is really, really suffering. And he is becoming, his focus is starting to loosen up. The hunger is really getting him, and he's becoming much weaker. And he's gonna be trying to, hurt you, because he figured that you're gonna just keep pushing him back. So he is gonna try to fight you, and he's gonna attack you, and hopefully he rolls poorly. No. So he's attacking you with a 10.
And I'm gonna dodge with athlete because I get an extra +2 for that. I am
Yeah.
motherfucker.
And you can get the free invoke from We Did Not Start the Fire, and Julian can maybe help you.
Oh, with like before the roll this time, I could use
Yeah,
my
exactly, because you have to
initiative.
declare this before the roll.
Your stuffs. As
Yeah,
I
so-
should actually highlight all the right dice.
So if a team member is suffering emotional or mental stress on the job, before they roll, they can let you use your organizer's. Oh, before they roll, I can let them use my organizer skill set, which is a 4, instead of their own, or take +2. But if they fail, I suffer the same stress they do.
Yeah.
I'll take the +2 because my athlete's already a 4. So attempt to make me feel better about the fact that I'm fighting a thing that's currently on fire and not dead.
Yeah.
Been on fire and flame thrown in the face.
So
I'm
you're
already-
rolling, you're getting +7, so it's nice.
Sweet.
I think I say something to you like, "Come on, Diego. Even the brightest sun has to burn out sometime. We just got to keep at this."
It's got to go supernova first. Yeah.
Well, and I assume you have to get close because you're going to be struck if they do.
So I got a +3 on the dice.
Okay, so you get 10 versus 10. Do you
Can
involve?
I?
4, 2. Yeah.
No, wait. It was 10 versus 9, right? How much did I say he
Well,
rolled?
I've got a 4. +2 is 6. +3 on the dice is 9. +2 from Jillian is 11.
Okay. So yeah, so you beat it easily. So you managed to evade him. Okay, you managed to evade him. You still have the edge. The creature keeps trying to fight it. What does this gang do?
I'm gonna try to create a diversion with
Mhm.
whatever move that would be.
Depends. What are you trying to accomplish? Are you trying
I'm
to
gonna.
make an action by itself, or are you trying to set up a later action?
I'm trying to get its attention on me so the others can attack it. Because everyone knows that I have the coolest jokes around, and not even a ghoul could resist my humor. So I want to use some of Bob's signature jokes to, enchant or possibly confuse this ghoul.
Okay. I think that would be an influence attack.
I don't have any influence.
Well, you're not very good at these jokes. It makes
No.
sense.
So I guess no points from that.
Well, you can put it
But
on average. You can put influence on average, and you get +1.
sure, why not?
And with a fate point to roll
I
with
did
edge.
leave them open on purpose, right?
Yeah, and you can use a fate point to roll with edge.
Uh, can I roll first and see if I need it, and then re-roll with edge with my fate point
No, no,
afterwards?
no, 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 no. You have to decide if you want edge before.
How hard is the roll?
It's actually not very hard. It is basically what they roll. They don't get any bonus at
Oh,
all.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was thinking of saving if I've like lost track of the tokens because they like did not appear where I expected them to on the sheet and then they moved. So I don't know if I have any left or what's going on. But if I do, I have something I can invoke if it's needed. In fact, I have two. I have both dad jokes, not just for dads.
I think you have 3 fate points.
What?
I think you have 3 fate points.
Okay, so I will roll and I will use a fate point if needed for either hello fellow teenlennials, dad jokes not for just for dads, or perfect comedic timing.
Okay, so go for it. We are
But
starting.
hopefully I won't need them.
Okay.
So just going for seeing if I can outroll this dude. I got 3 successes out of 4.
So you have a 4. And they have a
yeah.
0. So you distract them enough that it buys a lot of time for the fire to consume them.
Can I
And
narrate how I do this? Because I've
yes,
been waiting to unleash.
yes, because you
Bad
just
joke.
inflicted on him 6 stress, and he cannot take enough consequences to shrug it off. So this is gonna kill him. So this is gonna literally be the killing joke. So go for it.
So Bob looks over at him and is like, "Hey, ghoul friend, maybe you should cool it off over there," and kind of just keeps riffing on that kind of thing. It's all just like puns and really bad wordplay, and it just cringes and is like, "No," and I'm like, "Dad jokes, not just for dads." And as he actually dies or whatever else, I look over at the others and being like, I think I'm getting better.
Diego, attempts to respond, but is in pain from jokes and also attempting to hold a flaming ghoul into an incinerator.
Suddenly the ghouls just stop struggling. So, what you gonna send to the client to prove that you did the job?
I will attempt to snap a picture of the ghoul just like accepting the release of death in the incinerator, like
You can see like
take down.
the outline of it in the flames right before it just completely disintegrates.
Yeah.
And you just see uh, what was the username that they have?
I forget, but I know it was cooler than me.
I think it was Red Old Blood or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Wait, I think I know what it is. Yeah, it was exactly Red Old Blood. So you just see Red Old Blood is typing, and after 5 minutes, you just see a thumbs up. And you get a notification from the app, and they see that you just got a 5-star review.
We got 5 stars! Okay,
Wow. Good start.
You know what they say, reach for the stars.
Mm-hmm.
No? Nobody's with me?
And you'll get them on the app.
Okay.
Reluctant high five.
Yeah.
And you get the notification. I'm gonna be paying by. I'm not gonna be paying by banking, so you should have your money on your account now.
Check my account for the money like I'm a pro who does this sort of thing.
And it's.
Why do I get the feeling the amount's going to be underwhelming?
The amount's usually underwhelming.
It's still not updating, and you keep refreshing, and it's still not there. Are you gonna?
Basement, I'm not getting enough signal. I mean, the money's got to be there. Money's got to be there.
It's still not updating. What you gonna do in the meantime?
We should probably handle Enrique.
Yeah, it
Or
would stand in here watching us light another ghoul on fire.
Actually, no. Enrique, since he pressured the buttons, he's gone.
Oh, well,
Enrico.
it solved itself.
Actually, I'm kind of compelling you this. He's gone, and you get a fate point. Or you can give me a fate point, and he's not gone. Well, too bad you don't have fate points. So you get a fate point, the 3 of you, and he's gone.
I'll take that fate point, and I'm fine with Enrico being gone, unless someone really wants him here.
Yeah, I think that's good. Who knows? Maybe it could be good for us to have a ghoul friend in the future.
Yes, we can have an on again, off again ghoul friend.
Yeah.
I mean, for all we know, he actually placed the ad under a fake name to get his competition out of the way.
True, and he was just gonna pay us to open it
Whoa.
up. Everyone at the same
Ghoul?
I
Or-
respect that level of grit. Yeah.
Well, actually, that's a good theory, but you actually know that this is a confirmed account because it's also a hunter account.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Sorry.
Yeah, it's an established hunter. Oh, maybe he was an established hunter before he died. We just don't know.
Yeah, he didn't die that long ago, really.
Yeah.
What if he placed the ads because he found the bodies near the incinerator, but before he could follow through, he got turned into a ghoul?
Okay, so who replied to the message now?
It has to be Diego because it's on his account.
No, I mean, who replied with the thumbs up?
Oh, maybe he ran away and grabbed a phone and then replied with a thumbs up. I don't know. We can keep making this possible.
Yeah. So yeah, Eric is not there. You keep refreshing, and the money's still not there. What you gonna do?
While desperately refreshing, I'm also going to like try to wipe some of the ash off my clothes and go like, maybe we should, not be in the incinerator in case someone wanders in and is like, why does it look like you shoved someone in the incinerator?
Bob has taken some and like marked war paint on his face in like a totally tone deaf fashion and been like, I knew we could get him all along. Because he's feeling very excited that like fighting skills and parkour and everything else we used were no match for his dad jokes. He's been waiting for them to save the day basically his whole life. Julian?
I'm sorry, did you ask Julian something?
Just what you're up to.
What are you doing?
Oh.
Refreshing.
Julian is we're refreshing? Is this like a scene?
Oh, no, I'm refreshing on my phone, waiting for the money to come through.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I
think yeah. Julian's like, I think Julian's kind of hearing the faint echoes of music from like off upstairs where the bar is in the hotel, and he's thinking like, we could go get a drink while we're waiting for this to go through.
No, we can't.
Come on, let's grab a drink.
It's both expensive and actively against what our
They make great cocktails here. This place is famous for cocktails.
How would you know they have famous great cocktails here? We're all too poor to eat here.
Well, Julian, that is gonna go anyway, no matter what the others want, because they just want to have fun.
Yeah, I mean that would be a reasonable compel for Julian. Like, hey, I'm gonna go. Come on.
Yeah.
I think Julian. Maybe I'll even like. Maybe I'll even be like, come on, I'll pay for it. Rounds on me. Come on, everybody, let's go celebrate.
Diego just does the look at the fact that he is covered in ash and like some ghoul claw marks and stuff. Like, I think I'll pass on this one. Besides, gotta see if this guy stiffed me on the bill. Refresh.
Okay, so Julian is going alone, right?
But not alone for long. Julian will make friends at the bar.
Of course he will.
Of course. So
everywhere he goes, right? It's the influencer thing. Maybe find some new monster hunters.
Before you get your app refreshed with the money, there'll probably be like on your Twitter feed there will be a selfie of Julian, like hanging out at the bar, toasting with some like socialites that are there.
Wakeboard hands. Okay, so what are the two of you doing? Are you gonna stay on the hoods? Are you gonna go to the funicular, back into the city?
I mean, Bob's late on rent, so he's waiting to hear from Diego that any money has gone through, and is just hoping it goes through in time.
Yeah, and as
are you remaining on the crime scene?
Yeah, as Diego is just refreshing, he's also saying, so we should work on not being here. Like, let's get back to the funicular.
Yeah, okay. I'm down.
And maybe then I'll get better signal, and then it'll appear that like the money was in my account all the time, and there really needs to be some money in this account.
So, Diego, I'm gonna imperil your aspect of baby jail on a more abstract sense, and I'm gonna say, as you are looking for your phone, you see some blue lights, and you see that there is 2 police cars parked in front of the funicular, and 2 cops are outside. So you have 2 options. They seem to be keeping an eye on the funicular. So you're gonna either have the attention of the police on you, pertaining whatever they are looking for here today, or you can take the Julian route and spend the night on this exorbitant, expensive hotel, and maybe burn through a significant portion of the payout if it is coming and lay low and go back into work in the morning. Because nobody else is taking the funicular at this time of the night. Well, almost down. So the cops will probably remember if you try to come back.
I will risk the wrath of the cops because looking at this place and looking at my account, which I'm still waiting for the pay for this job to come through, I can risk a cop better than I can risk a hotel bill.
Okay, so you get a fate point. And as you pass through the cops, you can see that one of them pulls out the radio and is communicating to something as you and Bob go to the funicular. And
Nailed it. I don't think they noticed us. I say hopefully and wrong.
yeah, keep confident. As you are going down the funicular, you get the notification finally that you got your money on the bank, and you have a fresh amount of 6,000 euros.
He paid me the full amount
And
and the bonus.
Yes.
He didn't cut any. They always cut some for some reason.
I mean, it's a fellow hunter.
Mm-hmm. So this is my favorite hunter. Eder Eagle like brushes away a tear. He did not expect you this much.
Also, you got a 5-star review, which means that you can now take higher contracts. You can take now
So-
3-star contracts, and you can see that there are a bunch of those on the app, and they really look dangerous. You see, hunting a mage, hunting a sorcerer, hunting a werewolf.
Wait, slow down. You said there's now options for jobs that are more dangerous than this one, which we like
For the
almost didn't make.
This was like a 2-star job.
This
They get
was like
significantly more dangerous.
This was by the skin of our teeth that we solved this one. I don't know if we're
That's
ready
because
for more
we're bad
dangerous.
at things.
Yes.
Some of us are.
I mean, I'm really good at being
Bob's
bait.
pretty good.
I
True,
mean,
Bob is
I
carrying
was
the team.
great at being bait. I smelled just like bacon. Like that thing was coming after me.
that's the thing. You could have other opportunities. So you have Bob next to you. You have Julian at the bar. Who you going? How are you splitting the money? I mean,
So-
I don't. That's the thing. They saw your Bob saw your face glowing up. He does not know how much it is on your
Oh,
bank.
no. I
How
totally,
you gonna divide?
like, out of excitement and shock, showed Bob that they actually paid the entire sum because nobody pays the entire sum.
Yeah, that speech was good. That like they actually paid. They never don't cut the pay.
know.
I assumed that was
They
out
didn't
loud.
stiff me on anything. They
Yeah.
gave me the bonus. They always go like, "Well, it wasn't good enough. I'm not going to give you the bonus," but they gave me the bonus. Like, what's your like PayPal, Venmo, or something? I will send you your share.
It's like laughing with Bob or something like
Oh.
that.
Of course it is. I just see like Diego resists the urge to comment. He's like, so, I guess we should go like thirds or something.
I mean, it's
I
your
mean, your account. You took the highest risk for. The
I
job.
know Diego is saying this aloud. Like I should be honorable and upright and give everyone an equal share of this pay, right?
Just as you're having this discussion, like your notification on your Instagram comes out, and it's like a picture of Julian with like a couple kind of well-heeled, well-dressed guys at the bar, and he's like holding up a slider, and he's like,
So Julian will be fine with like less of this than us, right?
I mean, he doesn't look like he's having trouble paying rent. I don't know his situation, but he sure is acting in a way that I would not be able to. I
So
don't want to cast any aspersions.
like, what if we split like 5K at this and we just give Julian the bonus for having been good bait? So like 2.5K euros a piece and then 1,000 to Julian.
I mean, we did both actively fight ghouls and get caught on fire, basically,
You
and
literally caught fire, yeah.
you know,
And I had to use a blowtorch.
you did, which
I mean,
I
this
thought
is
was
like
very
hazard pay for us.
like badass of you. For the record, I thought you like
I mean,
wield that
good
thing
call
like
on you finding a blowtorch. I was just gonna sit there and like yell at it.
Well, I was rolling on the ground covered in fire, and it was right there.
You're very
But
alert when you roll on the ground on fire. I mean,
I have practice.
have you considered being a stunt person?
But it's your account, and I will go with whatever amount that you think is a fair split. I will say I did not enjoy being on fire, and
I
that
would not expect
my
you to.
feet got a little bit hot standing on top of the incinerator before doing the flippy pole maneuver. So
Well, and like you took clothes damage too, so you probably should get some extra. So, yes, I will give us each larger hazard shares of this. Julian gets an excuse
cocktail
to go
money.
to the bar and get free drinks. Yay!
Yeah, I'm sure that's enough for him. He seems
Yeah.
to be doing well.
Yes.
Well,
So I'm not totally gonna stiff Julian, but I'm only gonna send him like.
so
1,000
star
euros.
wipe to Julian. Julian, you are looking at your freshly installed app, in which you have a perfect 5 stars rating and a single positive review, and like 10 minutes afterwards you get you get the notification that the payment has been made through the app of $1,000 euros. How do you react?
Wow, that's great. I think I'm gonna buy another drink for myself and my 2 new friends that I just made.
Nailed it.
Nailed
You're
it.
the best.
I feel
monster
like this
hunters.
worked out well for everyone. All things
And that
considered.
gives Bob a chance to pay his behind rent and maybe have a bit toward next month.
So
Yeah, and
of
I mean,
pay.
he wants to look good for the auditions for the amateur night. So the singed clothing was kind of his best outfit. So he might go down to the thrift shop and see if he can find a nice button-up shirt that vaguely
you want
fits.
to be on fire, not look like you were on fire.
So
It's a distinction it took me several years to learn, but I think I've got it down.
So we get to everyone getting back to beds, maybe not their own, and we see Bob opening their apartment, and as they hear something falling as they enter, and they
Oh
see
dear.
what seems to be a very thick vanilla envelope, and
You see what, Philip?
a
Sorry?
very thick vanilla envelope, and you can see that it's from a lawyer's office. The lawyer's office of your landlord. And I'm gonna imperil you with perfect comedy timing. And you get a fate point, and you have gonna have 2 choices after this. You open the envelope and you see that it seems to be a pretty thick renting contract. And you see a letter written by your landlord. I'm gonna be increasing the rent, and I'm gonna need you to confirm by the end of the week or get out. You're gonna need to confirm to a contract of at least 6 months at this reason.
Like up front? They want 6 months rent up front?
No, they want you to commit to stay on this really shitty place.
Oh, they want a 6-month lease.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, one for place that is they have not done maintenance, and it's, as you established, starting to drip with water. and they basically want you to the end
Yeah,
of
the mold situation
for you to
is not ideal.
commit to this to stay here 6 months, and you know that they're not gonna do the repairs. So you have two choices.
They've written it into the contract that they're not going to do like city mandated repairs on the apartment.
Well,
The apartment's being leased as is. The water is a feature.
yeah, that's the thing, you know.
It's like a waterfall ambiance
Well,
is how they describe it.
yeah, you know that they have to do the city manager repair, but you know that they drag at their feet. And after you sign the contract, you'll get the feeling that they're gonna be dragging their feet for the next 6 months, and you're gonna be chasing them again, and you're gonna be in the same situation. So you either gonna risk staying here for 6 more months in which your health degrades, or you're gonna be leaving this place by the end of the week.
My thought is, do they give me like a you have, 48 hours to turn it in? Because I think Bob thinks like this went really well, this monster hunting thing, and he wants to try it again to make sure it weren't a fluke. But like, if it's going to keep going well, he'd like to leave, even though leaving a rent-controlled apartment near the comedy club would be really hard for him. But, he's not going to be in very good shape for either monster hunting or delivering his jokes if his throat's messed up from all the mold. So I think as he's reading this letter, you sort of see that like cheerful going along with things veneer that Bob keeps on all the time because he's Bob, just start to fall away. And you look around the apartment and there's like a threadbare mattress with like a blanket that's not very thick and, like maybe one sheet, not a fitted sheet necessarily, but he's kind of put it on there. And he looks around the place, and he's got like taped up to the walls torn out pictures of his favorite comedians from magazines. Like he can't afford actual posters and stuff, but he's tried to make it his own, but you can tell like he's just not doing well, right? And the only way he knows how to cope is by putting on this like golly guys persona that he has, right? With his silly jokes and his hoping for the best. But as he reads this and tries to think about like how he's supposed to figure out like, how do you make a decision about 6 months when you're getting by day to day, right? You see like a little glimpse of the real Bob, and he's exhausted and sad and scared. And he takes the letter and he flops down on his back on his mattress. And he looks at it again for a second, and then he just drops it off the side of the mattress and stares at the ceiling. And I think that's Bob's moment. Unless it requires him to answer right that minute, but that seems unlikely.
Well, no, that's the thing. You have to reply within the week.
So yeah, Bob sits there and stares at the ceiling for a little while, and maybe you see him like start to tear up, but no tears actually fall because he's gotten good enough at like hiding that stuff, And he looks out the window, and you can see the comedy club sign out the window of the bedroom. It was the big sell for him on this shitty apartment in the first place, and he really doesn't he doesn't know if he can afford another place near here, right? Like the rent control stuff stopped years ago, so if you aren't grandfathered in, that's it. And then he sets his shoulders as much as you can while laying down and takes out his phone and texts Diego and says, "Hey, do you think we could ever try teaming up again?" And he's not going to mention like how bad things are.
I assume scene cuts there because that's a very sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is scene and session. Okay, so let's do a very quick stars and wishes. Oh, let me